What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm in Staten Island, New York, and we got a beautiful view right here behind me. But today I'm going to be heading to a neighborhood I always wanted to check out, which is called the New Dorp section. So I'm going to walk around there. I'm going to hop in the Staten Island Railway because they do have a train over here that runs from north to south in the eastern part of Staten Island. So I'm going to take it over there to see how the vibe is, and I'm going to walk around the neighborhood to see what's going on and to show Staten Island some love. So without further ado, join me. Before I begin the video, this is actually like the Empire outlet right here, one of the newest additions that they go on. And then you got like an impressive view right here. They also open up the New York City ferry line, and you can see the buildings, Jersey City, Manhattan, and Brooklyn over there in the background. So it's a pretty impressive view. But now let's head to the train to see how it is. So this is the Staten Island terminal. And if you walk forward, you can find the signs. There's areas where you could take taxis. Then underneath is where you take the train. Like I say, this is a first for me to take it, but you know I love exploring no matter where I go. So let's do it. And it says a sign over there. You can't really see it clear, but trains. So you got to go underneath right here. And it'll take you to different neighborhoods of Staten Island, which is a borough that doesn't get really much respect, but it's still New York City. So this is how the station looks like. Got the old trains over here, but I got to figure which one leaves first. A little bit lost. But this is how it works. It tells you the schedule of the train and the track that's gonna leave. So pretty easy. So the next one leaves in 10 minutes, and I got to take it in track 9. So pretty cool. So now finally they open up the boarding line. So I guess this is how it works here, but it feels like you enter another town, even though we're in New York City. So over here you see it says track, and now it's the boarding time, and then you just push. This is it. And then over here's the outlets, Empire outlets. So you still got the old train, but I was watching something online. They wanted to roll out the new trains. But still pretty cool. I'll probably walk a little bit forward. I was checking the schedule. I think it takes 20 minutes from here to New Dorp. So I'm really excited to check this out. You know, I'm a fan of commuting and trains and stuff, so I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. Wow, feels like old school right here. We got a few entrances right here in the front, and over here I guess they're gonna enter this side. So yeah, old school but pretty cool. I think I'm gonna sit over here so I can get the view of the outside, because I don't really come off to the Staten Island, but today I'm gonna be to an event. And before the event starts, I'm just going to be filming around the neighborhood and see what's going on. So this is the map of Staten Island. These are like the bus lines, and then this is like the train that goes all the way down here, all the way towards the end of Totemville. I don't know if I'm saying that correct. They should put more like towards this other side, you know, because it's a pretty big island. So about a 20-minute commute, and I'm here in New Dorp by the train station, so I'm excited to go up and see what's happening over here and showcase you guys what's going on. So my impressions here are kind of giving me like small town vibes. Kind of reminds me of some of those towns in Jersey, Long Island, the way how the train is designed over here. But then over here should be New Dorp Plaza, and then New Dorp Lane, which is the main road. The main street of this neighborhood should be in the other side, but let's see what's happening up here. So this is the outside by New Dorp Plaza. Pretty quiet out here. But then over here you got like some small town vibes, a couple of business happening. And then on the other side there's more business. So I think the best action is when I cross the other side, but let's see what's going on over here. And so far over here is peaceful and quiet. And a lot of people, they will be like, this is New York City. Well, yes, it is. So trying to see what's out here. This is the first time I'm walking around this neighborhood, but you know, got to explore everything and show Staten Island also that there's a lot of things to do in this beautiful borough. So, and some of my best friends, they live around here, so even better for me. So I'm just crossing to the other side, and so far I see the streets are pretty nice, and what makes this neighborhood unique is mostly the tree-lined streets with residential areas, beautiful houses, and the oak trees. So you're gonna see that in a bit, but let's make it towards the main street area, Dorp Lane. to see all the business and establishments happening over there. Then we got some business over here, a couple of pizzerias, and I think Staten Island has pretty good pizza all over, you know. So we got one right here, then a corner store, deli, grocery, Mexican joint right here. But it's gonna get nicer a block ahead when I make it right. I think that's where all the action happens. And now I made it to New Dorp, and so far, pretty beautiful. This is a nice looking street. The way how they decorate this, I'm gonna show you. So pretty much what you get in the main street, but I don't see the crowds. I do see a lot of restaurants, so maybe in the evening or in the weekends, this place must be popping. But let's walk forward to see what can we find. We got a beauty salon right here, even a bagel shop. You know, New York City is famous for its bagels. The menu here looks pretty good or pretty interesting. So a little bit of everything. It kind of feels like that community of a small town vibe. And of course, the street is decorated with the American flag. But a pretty diverse neighborhood. I see people from all walks of life right here. And across the street, pieces of cake, cookie jars. So I guess it got everything. So far, I'm loving the neighborhood. It's really nice, you know, impeccable and clean. But pretty much like any other neighborhood you get in the United States, you know, like it's mostly like a car depending. You don't see really much people, and they got the main street. But it's always good to look at something different, you know. But it proves you how diverse, not only in terms of people, but in terms of neighborhood, you could get all over New York City, you know, a pretty massive city that has a little bit of everything for everybody. And you see this main street keeps going, and there's tons of restaurants. The only thing I don't notice is I don't see the outdoor dining right here. I guess it's not pretty common in this borough, or at least in this section over here. But there's all terms of food over here, like Asian cuisine, they got Italian food, Mexican, so a little bit of everything. And ahead of me is one of the main boulevards in Staten Island, which is called Hylan Boulevard. It's served with a bus lane and has a lot of business and a lot of good restaurants over there, you know, and a lot of action happening. So I'm going to show you guys a bit. And this is Hylan Boulevard. You can see how busy the traffic is. There's even one of those express buses that will take you straight to Manhattan. They usually pass near my job at 5th Avenue. And then just go all the way towards the eastern side of Staten Island. Then you cross the street and they'll take you all the way towards the shore, so pretty interesting. Also, they have like car dealerships right here. But now I'm turning back and I'm gonna walk towards Clawson Street because it looks pretty beautiful with the oak trees, and I'll start merging into some of the regular streets to show you the different vibe that you can find here in Staten Island. I'm making it to Clawson Street, and you're gonna see what's ahead of me. It's just plain beauty. Beautiful houses with a lot of beautiful trees, so it helps out with the vegetation, you know. And they're not just regular trees, they're like trees that are really high, so it kind of reminds me of some of the streets in Flatbush, Brooklyn. So over here you can start seeing, like when people think about New York City, they think it's all skyscrapers, high-rise buildings, but we got beautiful neighborhoods and residential houses just like this. Show you what's going on over here, so you get a full angle. So look at all the oak trees. This is nice. I actually want to cross the street ahead of me because it looks beautiful. It got the trees and then they got the flags all over. Kind of like a movie scene. It's just gorgeous, but let me show you. Just look at it with the trees and all of that. Wow, it's pretty nice. Just look at this. Super pleasant, and I like how developed the sidewalks are, so people can walk pretty comfortable around here, you know. But yeah, pretty much what you get in many neighborhoods, in many American neighborhoods, especially in the Northeast. Just look at this, the trees and everything, wow. And then you got it with the American flags, wow. But I'm gonna make it towards Sterling Avenue and then head back up, close to some of the parks around to see what's going on. And then I'm gonna merge to the other side towards the beach and head probably near Midland Beach to see what's going on. But I'll tell you, Staten Island has a lot of hidden gems. So I guess due to it's not too easy to get around here, a lot of people, they don't venture here, but it's a neighborhood, I think it's a borough that I think it's worth exploring. Even better if you have a car, you know, it's just, wow, gorgeous. Like here, like it feels like if you're either in New Jersey, Connecticut, or Long Island. So if you could block one more block and then I should be entering Sterling Avenue. Nice. It's a nice looking neighborhood and plenty of parking around here. But at the end of the day, I'm a city boy. I like being where I can walk everywhere and stuff, you know. It's always good to see something different. Also pretty easy to bike around here. So, you know, it's not even far. You just take the ferry, then hop on the train, 20-minute commute from the Staten Island ferry, and you end up like in another world, a neighborhood like this. Now, this is Sterling Avenue, and I see some pretty interesting things ahead of me that are pretty cool. Just walk a little forward, and I'll show you what's going on ahead of me. And you can see the houses, how nice and well kept they are, the sidewalks and everything. It must be beautiful in the fall season too, when the leaves start turning yellow and orange. Must be like a different type of vibe right here. Wow, look at this oak trees, wow. So wow, what I gotta say, this is probably a very patriotic neighborhood, the way how they got the flags in almost every street. But the streets are pretty well maintained, and then I really love the oak trees. It's like I'm walking under a tunnel of trees. So it's a pretty gorgeous neighborhood so far. You get to see, wow. We're gonna cross the street right here. And I can still see the leaves. I guess they don't collect the entire leaves for the fall season. And fall season is literally coming up soon. So it's been a whole year like this. Let's see if I give you a 360 view of the Sterling Avenue. Wow. Yeah, I just love these oak trees. They're nice. And we got more over here. This must be a good neighborhood to live stream, you know, pretty comfortable, nice looking houses all over here. So I'm gonna do a couple more blocks and then I'm gonna start turning back and head towards the other side by New Dorp beachside area to see how the vibes change over there. So now I made it to Addison Avenue. And gotta tell you, it's a pretty nice street. I would say like 90% of the streets in this neighborhood is pretty gorgeous. Houses here are a little bit smaller than the other side I was filming, but it still has like a lot of vegetation, you know, in nature. Look at this, wow. Just to give you like a different vibe from other areas that I'll be filming. So now I'm gonna walk towards the other side. Not sure how long it's gonna take me, but so far it's not too far. So I'm gonna cross Hylan Boulevard and make it to the other side by New Dorp Beach to see how it looks like. But I'm pretty sure it's beautiful too, like the houses and stuff. And then we'll make it towards the waterfront and wrap up the video over there. But I gotta tell you, this neighborhood is literally surrounded with vegetation. So the weather feels pretty pleasant. This is called New Dorp Park, but it seems like it's abandoned. Not sure if they should renovate it or something. It's just literally just trees. But wow. I know it's gonna be beautiful in the fall season, so maybe I'll come back here and check it out to see how it turns. So I'm back in Sterling Avenue and I'm gonna walk all the way towards Hylan Boulevard and then cross the street and make it to the other side to see what's happening in the other way until we make it to the waterfront. So the weather's just pretty gorgeous today, you know. Too bad that the summer's almost over, but I'm gonna try to make the most off of it, you know. That's how it is every single year. I'm here in Hylan Boulevard, and crazy, this is an area where they got like a strip mall to my left side, and they even have a ShopRite, which that supermarket's pretty popular all over Jersey, but I guess they have them here too, and I think in some parts of Connecticut, maybe Rhode Island too. But I'm gonna make it towards Ebbett Street, and then I start making it towards the other side by the waterfront. So yeah, there should be like a strip mall over here. I see a couple of brand stores like Marshall's, Old Navy. This is part of the shopping center they got here. Looks a little bit like the Empire outlets by the ferry. So I'm not sure if this one here is new or old, you know, like I said, it's my first time here. But so far it's pretty cool. Pretty much the regular stores that you're gonna get all over the strip malls throughout the states. They have them right here in Staten Island. Goes all the way there, and then I should shortcut ahead and I should end up in the other side of the neighborhood. We're gonna have an overpassage on top. Nice. We got more over here. you know, pretty standard mall like you'll get anywhere else. So it's like a two-story. So this over here is called Mill Road. Pretty nice road, and I like how they got the bike lanes, you know. One thing about Staten Island, or at least this part of Staten Island, is that the roads are pretty well paved, so easy to drive around, you know, not too many crazy traffic around here, so it's just like another different vibe of the city. So I'm gonna walk forward and then head into one of the regular streets to see how the vibes change. So made it here to a local playground, and pretty nice, you know, there's not much people, but it's pretty nice, you know, and well-maintained. The park surrounded by a residential area, you know, and most of Staten Island is like this, you know, they really don't have much high-rise buildings, maybe a few around St. George, but then it's just mostly beautiful houses like this, you know, well-paved roads, and even some places are pretty historical. And then they got the shore, like the waterfront, that's really cool to check out. So I'm by Ebit Street, and still pretty nice, but a little bit different from the other side of Hylan Boulevard. You know, the houses are pretty nice, but there's not really much trees like in the other side, but still pretty cool to look at, you know, something different. So you can see, you know, houses. And some of these houses, I guess it's called like duplex, like it looks like one house, but it's actually like two houses in one. And it keeps going all the way towards the end, you know, by the water. So I'm here by the shore, near the shore, so there's like a little fence here that's barricaded. But I think ahead of me, there should be a way for me to make it towards the waterfront. But over here, it's pretty nice. I'll show you. See, you know, the sidewalk's pretty nice and clean. The road's well paved, and then beautiful houses. Over here, kind of reminds me a little bit of Rockaway Beach area by Queens, where this is a really underrated district in Queens. And you can commute there from Wall Street using the ferry, New York City ferry, which is about a 40-minute commute. I tell you, the sun is starting to bake over here. Or maybe I've been walking for a couple of hours. But yeah, pretty nice area, and I'm looking forward to make it to the entrance of the waterfront and show you what's going on. I guess this is one of the trailways that would take you towards the waterfront. Let me see. I'm just following what the map says, so I'm gonna see what's happening ahead over here. But this would be nice and pretty interesting. A lot of vegetation and nature. So yeah, looking forward to it. So made it here towards the end. I'm literally the only guy walking here, not much. All you see is the high dunes. I'm just gonna follow up, and hopefully ahead there should be a way for me to connect and watch the ocean. From here I can see the Verrazano Bridge, which is a bridge that connects Staten Island with Bay Ridge and Brooklyn. And I did a video when I made a video here in Staten Island, and I'll show you where the fort is underneath. So, well, let's see what happens ahead. So one of the observations I'm noticing about this trailway or pathway by the waterfront, I think it's much better if you do it by bike or a scooter, but also people can come here and jog. Prefer probably in the morning or in the evening when the sunset falls down, because, you know, during the day the heat can cook pretty hard over here. So now I made it to the Midland Beach area, and over here's a little bit different. Kind of reminds me of some of the small towns towards the Jersey Shore, you know, a little similar. So I can see the Atlantic Ocean, the Verrazano Bridge, and I can even see Coney Island on the other side. This is what you get here, you know, it's pretty wide, spacious and stuff, you know. And then you got like the dunes, the ocean. I don't know if you can see clearly where Coney Island is over that way towards the end, so it's really cool. So I walk a good portion of New Dorp, and I'm in Midland Beach, but I think I've already seen enough, and so far, you know, it's a pretty nice neighborhood. So I'm gonna wrap up my video over here. So stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.